Okay, so today is January 10th. It's 10:40 a.m. I want to take a look at the trade that I took today on US30. It was giving me the best setup. We had a fair value gap on the daily, had a rejection, was looking to possibly buy in this area, but this bullish fair value gap didn't hold. We had a lot of news. Futures were really negative. Bloomberg report was pretty negative, and we didn't really have a catalyst for buying. So I was actually going to stay out until I saw on the lower time frame that once we got inside of the order block, the fair value gap, this was roughly our 50% area right here, right around 36.1725. Decided that these candles showed me enough rejection. Actually took two entries right around here and here. With the tight stop loss, I didn't think it should trade too much above the point of control at the time. And my initial goal was to just get like 100 pips out of this, where I would be selling from this area to take this low out to trade down into this low of the fair value gap on the daily. And if it traded outside of it, we would trade down to this weekly order block, and that'd be it. It definitely went deeper than I expected. The sell off was pretty hard, so I only took a piece of the move, right around 250 pips off of this. The drawdown ended up being only about 17 pips. So let's get some actual details to 1573. So this ended up starting out at 6-1. We end up actually at 14-1 on the drawdown, the actual risk reward. And we left so far another 250 pips on the table. I didn't plan to exit out good enough, but it's okay. So it's all right. Didn't plan to exit out as good as the entry. I really thought we'd get a push up from either here or here, and we actually traded further down into another area that's a point of interest as well. So the area we traded down to so far, this was the weekly order block right here. This is 50% of the weekly order block, which is 35755. I'm seeing now that we could possibly go to this daily order block right around 35462.9, and as low as the weekly order block low, which is here. So definitely have a range to go to, but was not expecting it to push down that far. So this will be our next area, 4670, that we could possibly see a bounce from. I'm not too keen on selling it yet. We didn't get the move back up from the daily time frame. I wanted to see us push into back into this area. So the selling that I'm doing now is only short term, because before I get a good sell, I want to see it in this area right here, inside of this bearish fair value gap, before I actually look to take longer term sales. And I don't necessarily want to be too bearish at this point, because we're trading down into bullish PDs. So at any given time we can see that market turn. So I would rather take my small wins and just keep it moving, which I'm okay with. I don't mind that at all, because honestly, I only need 100 pips a day to reach my daily goal. So I've done that well over 2.5 times over. So that is okay. So this is that same daily. So with this candle, we are probably going to leave an imbalance in this area. After the move is all said and done, we should get an imbalance similar to here that's left behind. That this imbalance only got touched on the low and it sold off from there. So we are really heavy bearish right now. This should leave an imbalance. So we'll have a PD to look forward to once this move has reached one of these levels from the bullish side. I couldn't get into this same trade on SPX or NAS. If we look at XPX, I didn't like it. This is the daily fair value gap right here. And this gave a better move during London. Here is the 4 o'clock candle. This is similar to the move that we would have got off of US30, which happened around 4 to 6 a.m. This wasn't as clear, but we did react off 50% of the order block. It just was not clear because we were getting rejection right here. So there was a chance that SPX and NAS were going to go in a different direction than US30, but I'd rather play it safe. And then even around the time when we got in the market, before I entered US30, I looked to enter if SPX broke the low of the fair value gap, which was around 46.56.4. I had an alert there, but it never actually touched it. So because it didn't, there was no trade set up from that point. So it missed it. Similar to NAS. Entered NAS because I entered US30 around the 9:45, 9. There was a 9:30 entry on the 15-minute. This was near the low of the weekly. It was near the opening of the weekly order block. It basically broke and retested below the high of the weekly bullish order block. So that was another thing to look at. So right now it looks like it's going to trade up to at least 50% of the weekly order block on NAS. So if we want to get some digits on that, 50% is 14992.1, and we should at least tap that. We'll also probably see a rebalance off of this candle's high, and if we stay above that, then I think we get a bounce from here. So as far as moving forward on each of them, I'm gonna be selling as long as I have some institutional acknowledgement that it wants to go further, but only from a short term, get my goal and get out type of trading. Long term, I see us reaching points where we could see moves bouncing to the upside, at least for us to return to some of the higher time frame imbalances. So we got a couple things to look forward to this week. Powell speaking tomorrow at 10, which he should give us some insight on interest rate. CPI, 10-year bond on Wednesday. Thursday, PPI, core PPI and unemployment claims, and 30-year bond. And then on Friday, core retail sales, industrial production, preliminary consumer sentiment. And then we also have, let's go into, we got some earnings. Let's check and see who's earning this week. We got some earnings this week. Mostly financials from what I heard. Anything major? These are Q4 earnings. Mostly financials. Yeah. None of the big names so far, but I'll double check to see if any of the big names are coming out, but so far nothing huge. Thursday, Citigroup, JP Morgan, Deutsche Bank, Wells Fargo, some bigger names. And then, yeah. So, let me just double check Apple's release. I think they're in February, actually. January 27th. Yeah, so we don't have majors releasing until the end of the month. So looks like that'll be all we need to consider. So biggest news is going to be Powell. So we'll see how it reacts. So that's going to be it for today. Have a great day.